It's the 7th of November, 97 years since Wilfred Owen was killed at this spot on the banks of the Sambre Oise Canal, looking across to La Motte Farm, close to the village of Armistice. We're going to read Siegfried Sassoon's poem, Counter-Attack, which Owen read a few nights before the attack on La Motte, and about which he wrote to Sassoon from his billet in Bussigny. Counter-attack. We'd gained our first objective hours before, while dawn broke like a face with blinking eyes, pallid and shaved and thirsty, blind with smoke. Things seemed all right at first. We held their line, with bombers posted, Lewis guns well placed, and clink of shovels deepening the shallow trench. The place was rotten with dead, green, clumsy legs, high-booted, sprawled and grovelled along the saps, and trunks face downward in the sucking mud, wallowed like trodden sandbags loosely filled, and naked sodden buttocks, mats of hair bulged, clotted heads slept in the plastering slime. And then the rain began, the jolly old rain. A yawning soldier knelt against the bank, staring across the morning blear with fog. He wondered when the Allemans would get busy. And then, of course, they started with 5-9s, traversing sure as fate, and never a dud. Mute in the clamour of shells, he watched them burst, spouting dark earth and wire with gusts from hell, while posturing giants dissolved in drifts of smoke. He crouched and flinched, dizzy with galloping fear, sick for escape, loathing the strangled horror and butchered frantic gestures of the dead. The officer came blundering down the trench. "Stand to and man the fire step." On he went, gasping and bawling. "Fire step, counter-attack." Then the haze lifted, bombing on the right down the old sap, machine guns on the left, and stumbling figures looming out in front. "Oh Christ, they're coming at us!" Bullets spat, and he remembered his rifle, rapid fire, and started blazing wildly. Then a bang crumpled and spun him sideways, knocked him out to grunt and wriggle. None heeded him. He choked and fought the flapping veils of smothering gloom, lost in a blurred confusion of yells and groans. Down and down and down he sank, and drowned, bleeding to death. The counter-attack had failed. This is at the British Cemetery in Oise. This is Sassoon's poem, The General. "Good morning, the General said when we met him last week on our way to the line. Now the soldiers he smiled at are most of 'em dead, and we're cursing his staff for incompetent swine. He's a cheery old card," grunted Harry to Jack as they slogged up to Arras with rifle and pack. But he did for them all with his plan of attack. And this is John Perslow's translation into French. Le Général. "Bonjour et bonjour, dit le fier général, lorsque nous l'avons rencontré la nuit dernière. Mais la plupart des soldats qu'il y a souri en chemin au canal sont aujourd'hui morts grâce à son bourgeois colère. Un type de l'ordre ancien, grognait Taff à Thomson, en trébuchant la somme sous une pièce de ponton. Mais il a foutu son set par son plan sans raison. Ne demande pas pour qui sonne la cloche, elle sonne pour toi.